You're listening to the Uplevel Your Online Business Show, where wealth is empowering, purpose is crucial, and high vibes are non-negotiable. And now, here's your host, certified business coach and practical woo strategist, Sarah J. Loureiro.
Hey beauty, did you know that I just opened up some spots to work with me one-on-one? As an exclusive one-on-one business coaching client, you will get access to pretty much everything that I release this calendar year. So including my mastermind, including the amazing fully booked formula. If this is your year to finally up-level your business to the income and impact that really pushes you beyond your wildest dreams, we need to talk. You can book a free call with me to see if you're a good fit from the link bit.ly//let's talk success. That's uppercase L, uppercase T, uppercase S. Or you can head over to my website at sarahjloureiro.com/workwithsarah to find out more. Welcome back. So I have a feeling you are going to love this episode because we can all use a little bit more of a belief in ourselves. Am I right? It's not just you, and I know that one of the main reasons that I listen to so many amazing podcasts every single week while I'm trying to really up-level my own business, I want to get into the energy and get into the vibe of really feeling different about myself, about my business, and about where everything is going. And I love giving myself a big pick-me-up with my podcast episodes. So here you go. Here is your pick-me-up from me to you. It's really funny to me, this whole believing in yourself conundrum that so many of us feel, because you'd think that you are done with this after you decide to fully step in your business, or before when you decide to finally set up your first Facebook page, or when you finally decide to go in your Facebook Live, or when you sell for the first time. You're like, yep, I did it, amazing, I believe in myself, everything is going so much better. But then there's another thought at some point in time, sometimes immediately after the good thoughts, because a lot of us have this mentality, this idea that things can't just stay good, that if something really, really good happens, something bad has to happen right after. And unfortunately, what most of us do is we start spiraling into these negative thoughts of, I can't do this, I'm not cut out for this, I am not rich enough, I am not confident enough, I am not pretty enough, I am not outspoken enough, I am not extroverted enough, I am not enough. And then a lot of us start to get into comparisonitis, like, well, that person, of course that person can do it because she is pretty enough, because she is wealthy enough, because she does have the right size community. That's why she can do these things. And that's why I also can never do these things, because I am not XYZ enough. And so we just kind of constantly shit on ourselves like this over and over and over again. Sure, sometimes we hit like this nice big high, we're so excited, and then all of a sudden we need to lower it because of what I'd like to call our energetic thermostat. So let's say, for example, you are at a nice comfy 25 degrees for the majority of your life. You were raised to be at 25 degrees. But what you really want is to be at 30 degrees Celsius. You want to be at 30 degrees because that's where your magic happens. That's where you love being. Well, guess what? The minute that you go up to those 30 degrees, your body is then just kind of like, wait a second, no, there's something wrong here. I'm not a 30-degree person. I'm a 25-degree person. We need to tone things down a notch. We need to cool things down. And that's what usually happens when we go into this area of achieving, this area of being like, yes, I stepped up into the person who I really, really wanted to become. I did it. And then all of a sudden your mind just like, hey, no, wait, that's not actually who you are. We need to tone things down. And so I want to ask you something right now. What if that actually is who you are? What if you are the person who stays at 30 degrees? What if you are the person who just keeps their thermostat level a little bit higher? And what if you don't need to go back down? I mean, why? Why do you need to tone down again? A lot of us have these preconceived notions that if we are really good or really excelling in one specific area of our lives, that we can't have all of those other things that we really want as well. Or when other people aren't having these really, really amazing things in their own lives, that we can't possibly have them in our lives as well. Why are you deserving? Why is it that you can have a really amazing relationship and a really, really amazing business coupled by a really amazing relationship with your family? No one does that, right? There's always supposed to be something wrong. You can't have all of these things together. Usually, one of the biggest reasons why we think this way is if you look back to your upbringing, and if you look back to, let's say, for example, if your parents had a really successful business, or if they had a really successful career versus if they had a really good relationship, and all of these different things that you created, and these different mentalities that you created as a child, as a result of what you saw in the world, as a result of your own perception of what was really going on. And we often think this way in terms of money as well. And I tell my clients this all the time. The difference between the entrepreneur who goes on to make multiple six figures in their first year in business and the entrepreneur who's struggling to bring in $2,000 a month in their business, it isn't just the fact that perhaps the person who is making multiple six figures in their first year comes from a well-off family and the person who's making $2,000 months doesn't come from a well-off family. Because here's the thing, they both have almost the exact same access to the same amount of wealth. In our day and age, we can take out loans, we can take out debt, and debt in and of itself in our society isn't actually necessarily as much of a bad thing as we think it is. Debt, if it's investing, if your debt is going to something, if your debt is allowing you to create something within your life, it's actually not that much of a bad debt. If it was, then no one would own a house because houses are probably the biggest thing, one of the biggest things that is completely normalized in terms of our debt factors. And it's one of the only things that we perceive as being good debt. But I'd invite you to also perceive your business investment debt as good debt because of the fact that you are investing towards something. You're investing in your business, you're investing in your skills, and you are investing in something that is going to create a return on investment. Now, one of the main reasons why the woman who is creating multiple six figures in her first year in business is doing that, and the other woman is struggling to make $2,000 a month in her business, isn't just because of the fact that one of them comes from a well-off family or seems to have more access to that type of wealth. It's because from a very, very early age, that woman saw the world in a very different way. Her perception of people being able to invest in her business, her perception of having businesses that work, her perception of wealth and abundance is completely different. But that doesn't mean that that is the only way to make wealth or to have a really, really successful business. In fact, like I said, the one woman who is struggling could have made the exact same amount. She could have had the exact same success in her business. She had the same access. But what's so different about these two women is what they perceive to be true and how much they believe in themselves, and the inevitability of their own success. Now, please do not write this off as thinking that this is just an entire episode about how you can have anything that a rich person has or whatever, or there's no difference between rich and poor. Of course there is. There are a lot of really, really awful injustices going on in our society. I'm not trying to discredit any of that. In fact, that is one of the reasons why the woman who is struggling, perhaps one of the reasons why one of the women is struggling, is in fact in that specific situation as well. We're all dealt very different cards. But what I want to do here is not try to create or to continue any victim mindsets. In fact, here what I'm really trying to do is empower. We need to empower ourselves as much as we possibly can. If we're constantly going to be thinking about why we can't do something because we weren't dealt the right cards, or why we can't do something because we weren't X person, that is not doing us a favor by any means. What we do want to do, though, is reprogram our brains and reprogram our thoughts so that our thoughts actually duplicate the thoughts of that person who did grow up in a wealthy and abundant environment, so that we can duplicate the exact same perceptions that will help us get results within our businesses and within our lives that much quicker, because of the fact that we understand that abundance is limitless, that wealth is limitless, and it's actually for everyone. And that is also why, my loves, this is also why there are amazingly successful entrepreneurs out there who came from really crappy environments, who came from households that were not financially well off, that came from households that were what you would call broken. They came from alcohol addiction. They came from lots of struggle, yet they're still there, and they are still really and truly and fully embodying everything that it is that they want to be. And the reason why they are able to do that is because everything that you believe to be true about yourself and everything that you believe to be true about your capabilities is literally all in your mind. It all exists from a singular thought. And our thoughts create actions, and our actions create things. So in order for us to change that pattern, in order for us to get different things, and in order for us to create different actions, we need to first acknowledge that we need to change our thoughts. Our thoughts are so freaking powerful, and they dictate literally everything that we do. They dictate how it is that we choose to experience the world. They dictate how we choose to perceive our relationship with our mothers, our relationship with our fathers, our relationship with our siblings, our relationships with our friends. And our thoughts ultimately either make or break our success. And I'll give you a really, really good example of this that totally applies to online business. You decide that you want to launch a brand new program for your business. Okay, even if you haven't even started your business yet, don't even worry about this. But you, at this point in time in this story, are launching this brand new program. You're so excited about it. You were so excited to create the content around this program. You know it's going to be life-changing. You absolutely love everything that you are putting into it. So you go to your phase where you're launching it. And when you are launching this program, you need to make sure that you are telling everyone about this program over and over and over again. But your thoughts 2 days into launching your program are, no one is buying this. This is doing terribly. I'm a failure. What am I even doing? I can't continue like this. And if you allow those thoughts to take over, guess what? You might do any of the following. You might go on to your Facebook Lives or go on to doing something in your business to try to get those people in that's going to feel completely desperate. Or you might then just be like, well, it's going to be a failure anyways. I might not even give it my all. So you might just give it, like 10% rather than giving it 110%. And people can feel that. People can sense that in your energy. Or you might entirely just say, screw it. I don't want to do this anymore. I am not doing this launch anymore. No one is buying it. I'm going to end it 2 days in. You end it 2 days in. No one purchased your product. You feel like you're a huge failure. You won't succeed. So now at this point in time, everything is pointing to this isn't working. Your entire belief process is this isn't working. Now, let's flip that. Imagine that you're 2 days into your launch. No one's purchased yet. You have all of these fears and all of these what ifs that are going on, but instead you choose to believe. You choose to believe that the content that you created for this program is freaking amazing. You choose to believe that the right people are out there and they really, really want this program. So instead of completely taking the whole thing down or being just very nonchalant about the rest of the process, not giving it your all. Instead, what you choose to do is you choose to get into contact with a few people that you know would really love your program. And despite what your ego tells you, you're going to tell them about the amazingness of this program, and you're going to ask them if they have any questions about it. And let's say those few people who you get into contact with were actually thinking about it this entire time, and they really just needed you to reach out to them, for them to feel like they were supported, for them to feel like they're secure, and they purchase your program. Guess what? Now you've just gone from, I don't have anyone in my program, to, hey, I just signed up a few people just from doing some really genuine and unique outreach towards the people who I knew who would really love it. And you probably got a few more people into your program because of the fact that usually a lot of people sign up last minute. So your belief in yourself and your belief in your business has now just created a direct result that you really wanted. Whereas on the flip side, if you chose to believe that nothing was working, guess what? Nothing worked, right? Nothing ended up working. You completely severed the launch halfway through. You stopped the launch because nothing was working, and you didn't want to go through the shame that you were afraid of, when there probably wasn't even any shame to begin with. You probably just needed to go through all of those motions. So that's how your belief in yourself directly affects your experience and directly affects your results. Now, how about if I told you this? You are completely limitless. The growth that you can have online is absolutely limitless. The amount of wealth that you can create for yourself and for other people, I'm not just talking about financial wealth, but wealth in general, is freaking limitless. You can be published in all of your favorite magazines. You can be on radio talk shows. You can be on podcasts. You can get yourself fully booked. You can create a six-figure business. You can create a multiple six-figure business. You can create a seven-figure business from any type of business and business idea and dream that you have right now. You want to go to Bali twice a year so you can celebrate all of your amazing business successes? Guess what? You can. You can totally do that. It's already done. It's already been thought of. The thought is already in your mind. That thought is going to produce actions. Those actions are going to produce results. Literally anything is possible in your business and in your life when you put your mind to it, because your thoughts create actions and your actions create things. Your actions create results. You don't have to be afraid of your dreams. You don't have to be afraid of all of the really amazing things that you really want to have. You don't have to think about the buts and the ifs and the, well, if I have this one thing in my life, this other thing needs to be severed because I can't be wealthy and have an amazing relationship. Those types of things don't just happen to me. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, because you just decided that they do right now. That's literally all it takes, is just the decision that it is going to happen for you, the decision that you don't have to struggle, the decision that you're going to be successful no matter what, because you're always going to be taking the inspired action. You're always going to be investing in whatever it is that you need to be investing in. And you're always going to be here playing that bigger game of life, because of the fact that you know that the only thing that's stopping you is you. The only way to believe in yourself more is to change your thoughts, to start changing what it is that you're telling yourself on a daily basis. So what is it that you're telling yourself that you are truly capable of? What are all the thoughts that are going on in your head on a daily basis? What would you absolutely love to tell yourself that you are truly capable of? When you allow that expression to happen inside of you, what comes up? What are the feelings that come up? What are the desires that come up? What are all of the things that you have been limiting yourself from, that you have been hiding from yourself because you are afraid that you can't get them for whatever reason? And how can you start owning those things and declaring them as yours? I have to tell you, I totally know how this feels. I am not immune to this whole process of not being able to believe in myself. It took me months and months of being in my 9 to 5 and knowing that I really, really wanted to leave, but yet really and truly thinking and having this fear that I couldn't do it, that I couldn't actually physically leave, that I couldn't leave such a comfortable job. Who leaves such a comfortable job? Who leaves a job with such amazing benefits, with such an amazing director, with such an amazing manager, with such flexibility? I was crazy to want to leave the job that I was in, to the point where it was really hard for me to believe that there was something better out there. But the reason why I left, the reason why I've been working on my own and actually making more, so much more of an income for myself than I ever did at my cushy job, it was because I chose to believe that it was possible. I chose that belief. I chose that thought. That thought created the actions necessary that created the results necessary for me to be where I am. You're only limiting your own potential when you start to believe that things aren't possible for you, when you start to focus on those thoughts of lack of possibility, of scarcity, of money scarcity, of people can't afford my work, of I am never going to be able to make it that far, of that happens to other people but it doesn't happen to me. You can actually choose, believe it or not, to either listen to the people who inspire you, to listen to the people who have your dream life, and to start following those people, seeking their guidance, or continuously listen to the people who haven't been there, who haven't done the things that you want to do because they've been too afraid to do the things that you want to do themselves. And so they are not going to ever be able to tell you what it feels like to be on the other side of that fear. But you have the ability to choose who you want to listen to. You have the ability to choose what thoughts come into your head. And even if those thoughts become internal, you have the ability to completely flip the switch, to completely rewrite that script, and to utilize specific mindset techniques that are going to help you to really let go of those thoughts, to really let go of internalizing other people's thoughts. There's so many different ways that you can do that. So it's not even an excuse for you. But the number one thing that you can do for yourself is believe that what you want is possible. Believe that your dreams are possible. Believe that everything that it is that you want to create is freaking possible for you. And it's not only possible, it's already happening. It's already happening because you've already created the thought and you've probably already been taking the actions. You've probably already been taking inspired action towards getting those results that are based on that one thought. But if you really want to up your belief and start believing in yourself a lot more, give yourself full permission to really feel into everything that it is that you want to create for your life and your business without holding back. What are all of those beautiful, big, scary dreams that you have? What are they? And why is it that you're not thinking about them more often? Go ahead and just start saying it to yourself out loud. I would love to be on stage, but then reframe it as present tense and specific. I am on stage. I am a coach who is constantly on stage inspiring other people. I am the owner of a multiple six-figure business that creates such amazing impact in so many people's lives. I travel whenever I want to travel and it feels so abundant. I can afford any single type of hotel. I just need to choose which one I want to go to. I don't need to look at prices anymore. Start telling yourself all of those things as if they were already happening, as if they were present tense and specific. Give yourself that ability to get out of any resistance and to get out of your thinking mind wherever possible and go for a walk. Do something that really, really inspires you. And then start to say these things out loud. Start giving yourself permission to really feel into all of these things that you really, really want to happen for you in your business. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out, if you haven't even pressed publish on that new Facebook page, or if you've already been doing this for a few years and are struggling to really see the results that you're looking for. Anyone can believe. Anyone can say these things. Anyone can start saying them out loud. Anyone can start raising their energetic vibration. Anyone can start replacing their thoughts. And the more that you replace your thoughts, the more that you're going to take consistent action towards those positive thoughts, and the more that you're going to create results based on those amazing thoughts that you just reprogrammed your mind to believe. So say it more often. Really declare all of those beautiful things as yours. Start even just tricking yourself into believing. Even if you don't think it's true right here and right now, it doesn't mean that it won't happen in the future. So just start thinking it, start believing it, start really feeling into the feelings that come up once you reach that level of excitement. And that is ultimately how you can believe more in yourself. How can you up your belief in yourself, in your abilities, in your business, in your success, in everything that it is that you want to do in your life. I hope that this has raised your energetic vibration because it has raised mine. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Hey, did you like or love this episode? If so, I would so appreciate it if you left a review and rated this episode on iTunes. It would literally mean so much to me. And if you have Instagram and are all up in your Instagram stories like I am, I would love it if you would share this episode with your beautiful followers so they can also get all of the high vibes, all of the free information that I'm giving you here. Thank you so, so much.
Thanks for listening to the Uplevel Your Online Business Show. If you enjoy our show and would like the show notes and free goodies about how to grow your online coaching business, head over to sarahjlorero.com for more information. We hope you'll tune in next time.